Good evening, YouTube. I'm Elemental Dar. Well, not really. I'm a guy sitting at my home, going by the name of Elemental Dar. In reality, I have a very normal name that I will not be sharing here today. Now, as you've probably noticed, I am not currently displaying an AMV, or even a Let's Play video. We can all be thankful for the latter. And as for the prior, I am working on AMVs, but it is a bit tricky now. I do what I can when I can. However, for this video, I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm doing a bit of an analysis on the most recent episode of RWBY, which would be Volume 4, Episode 3, I believe. Something happened in that episode which I haven't seen too many people talking about, I haven't seen too much of an emphasis on, and personally, with my research in this topic, I believe it could help to influence the series, really help push it forward, be a large plot device, possibly in the future. Now, what am I talking about? This little freaky motherfucker right here. Now, as I have affectionately become to call him, Squiggles, or Cthulhu, or, I don't know, the grandpappy of hentai, was introduced only for a moment, on stage for about a minute, and then quickly shuffled off, much to the pure, just sphincter-tightening terror of Emerald and Mercury. Good. In that moment, it is quite possible that the entire world of Remnant changed. It was only last season that we got word of the grander plot of the show, of maidens and magic and wizards and all the storybook-esque stuff that we've come to know and love. Or deal with. The inclusion of little Squishy over here is interesting. In the show, he shows up, much to most people's horror, seems to talk to Salem for a moment. Salem gets very concerned, wants to double-check something, acts kind of like a bitch. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not exactly a big fan of Cinder, but clearly she's having a lot of problems with her voice. It's hurting her, it's painful, that's why she keeps having Emerald come over and be her little translator. But she refuses that. She says, "No, I don't care that your voice is heavily damaged, and something is probably crawling around inside your throat right now. You have to say it directly. That's the equivalent of, 'Tiny Tim, bring me my scroll.' 'Right away, ma'am.' Picks up crutch and starts hobbling. 'No! You will walk on your broken-ass legs towards—' Drops crutches, starts slowly hobbling painfully. Salem, boss of the year. Now, after delivering whatever message he could in his little clicks and clacks and beeps and boops, which quite honestly are just creepy enough that I love, he just floats out after being told to deliver a message to other Grimm. This shows a couple things. It shows intelligence. It shows the ability to network, to get the message out there. For all we know, this could simply just be a messenger Grimm, something very simple to convey orders across great distances. And, you know, pigeons aren't threatening enough. I, however, would like to propose a theory. And now, however long we are into this, I'm finally getting to the point of this damn thing. I believe, much as RWBY has taken inspiration from many different works, from many different fields. We have Dr. Seuss and Nubleck, we have many stories from the Brothers Grimm. We have mythology when it comes to stories of characters like Pyrrha, Mercury, Neptune. I believe they've continued this tradition to a very interesting author. I believe the world of Remnant has just become very Lovecraftian. That's right, people. It's getting Cthulhu up in this bitch. Why do I have to say bitch for everything? God, what am I, freaking Freddy Krueger? Oh, they do own a fedora. But I don't have any sweaters. I'm good. Now, don't ask about the fedora thing. It was a phase. I don't want to talk about it. Now, Lovecraft was an interesting author. He specialized in a very particular type of horror. He hails from that magical little time in American history when everyone was pretty much racist and just hadn't figured it out yet. He wrote such remarkable stories as The Call of Cthulhu, And in most of these stories, there's a common theme. An individual hears word of something twisted, catches a glimpse of something otherworldly, comes into contact with something beyond paranormal. And it continues to fuck with their head until they go entirely batshit cuckoo insane. But in the meantime, you get a remarkable little glimpse into their madness, and the slow descent. Each time, you're told of these visions of fantastic and horrific monsters, far beyond whatever Stoker or Shelley could come up with. Where Stoker and Shelley use their monsters to portray the human condition, to make us question who we are as an individual, as a species. Lovecraft worked only to demonstrate monsters that were so far beyond human, that we were nothing before them. And that is the fear of the Lovecraftian horror. Not that it's something powerful, not that it's something dangerous or deadly that will come and grab you in the night. It's the idea of utter hopelessness. That no matter what you do, no matter what you try, no matter who you are, there is nothing you can do. There is no anime comeback. There is no "Don't lose your way" moment. There is no magical MacGuffin that can save the day. And no matter what they try, friendship and believing in themselves will not solve it. They are doomed. If these creatures exist, humanity cannot. It's that simple. And that was the beauty of his storytelling. That is what made them so terrifying. He could describe them, give a general image of them, but you never truly encountered it. To encounter it is to have already lost. They get glimpses, they get hints, they get even metaphors or statues, and that alone is enough to drive them to madness. To drive cults to fervor, to drive normal, decent people to terrible, dark deeds. Now, why did I just go off on an incredibly long, hopefully well-rehearsed little monologue about hopelessness, doom, and gloom? Because I think that might be the idea of this little guy. Let's take a closer look at him. When we describe him, we describe something that looks kind of like a jellyfish, of evil. But he can fly, so something tells me he's not a normal jellyfish. I have done several experiments on this, and jellyfish cannot fly. They just fall on your face and keep stinging you, no matter how much you ask them not to, or scream, or pour vinegar on it. You're supposed to remove it before you put the vinegar on it. It's a whole vicious cycle. Moving on. It looks almost oceanic in its nature, which is where many of Lovecraft's horrors came from. He understood that the deep sea would hold creatures out of this world. Strange, peculiar. They looked otherworldly. Many of Lovecraft's creatures had a oceanic feel to them, because it is a world so outside of our own, so alien and unusual. The most defining features of little Squiggles over here is, of course, a large eye, we could call it, because we do see, from his point of view, is clearly functioning as some form of optic nerve. And, of course, everyone's favorite, the fun-time tentacles. I've no doubt that by the time I finish recording, editing, and uploading this video, there will be many just truly horrifying images out there. Good luck with that. Now, if we're going by the idea of eyes and tentacles, first off, Lovecraft's the way to go. He had a thing for that. But, when we talk Lovecraft, most people think of Cthulhu. Cthulhu was one of the most influential and famous of his creations, but not the one we're looking at today. Today we're looking at a bit more of a lesser-known one, but no less interesting. This beautiful little bundle of tentacles, eyes, and Japanese porn is, and I hope I pronounce this right, Azazoth. 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 Here's hoping I didn't summon anything. Now, this beauty here is known as the blind idiot god. It tended to live up to its name. This was a creature that lived in the center of the universe, lulled to sleep by eternity, lulled to sleep for eternity, as other gods played music to keep it docile. It continuously dreams, for all time. Every once in a while, its thoughts will connect with others. On the dreamscape, it is free, and can too connect with the dreamer. This is how people get a glimpse of it. It's described as almost an evil cloud. Just clouds, tentacles, and eyes. Imagine the beast with a billion backs from Futurama. Except less nice, less datey, and less rapey. Yeah, think about it. Rewatch the show, it's like watching Pepe Le Pew when you get over. It's horrifying. You don't think about it and you're like, holy crap, wow, that's a lot more fucked up than they let on. Anyway. Now, this creature would dream for an eternity. But, if it ever woke, that's it. Everything ends. History, time, human existence comes to an end. Because this creature is so far outside of our power. It would end everything. Just by waking. And here is where we finally get back to the show at hand. I propose, for all those still here, that this is the ultimate goal of Salem and the Grimm. Grimm feed off of negative emotion, hate, fear. That feeling when you're about to sneeze but you can't, and it's just stuck there, and there's nothing you can do about it. So you get a little snippy for a time. All these emotions feed the Grimm, but the ultimate negative emotion is utter and complete hopelessness. To give up on everything. There is no more negative emotion than that. After that, they're just hollow. What if the Grimm's ultimate goal is to bring about something that would cause such hopelessness in the people? What if little Squiggles here is an envoy, a piece, a fragment, broken off of something much greater, grander, more powerful, but still imprisoned, still sleeping? What if Salem is trying to find the power of the maiden, this artifact that she speaks of, this MacGuffin? What if it will wake a sleeper? What if the ultimate goal for the big bads of this show is to bring about the end and utter hopelessness, so that the Grimm may finally rule unopposed? For this, we have the creature's appearance, the importance it seems to play, interrupting one of Salem's private sessions, without so much as a glare, and holding some form of authority over other Grimm, something that, after everything Mercury and Emerald have seen, it still causes their skin to crawl. Either way, I'm really excited to see where this horrifying little bastard goes. This is gonna be fun. Anyway, I'm Elemental Dar. If I turn out to be right somewhere down the road, I'd like to have this as a video proof that I told you so. If I'm wrong, then it's just a fun video for everyone's entertainment, and I got to do a spooky ooky voice for a time. And I think we can all appreciate that. Thank you, have a good day, good luck, and have fun all.